And so, without even hearing from Spock Prime, Kirk decides he's going to turn on Khan before Khan can turn on them. Back on the Enterprise, Spock tells McCoy to take all the frozen people out of the torpedoes. And they sneak on board and take the bridge quite easily. And then Kirk takes Khan down. Marcus does the big megalomaniac... Marcus does the bad guy speech. And then Khan gets back up and he starts fighting back quite brutally.
I've got to say, I really like the way that he pulls no punches here. Just rips right into people and... Oh, that's awesome.
You should have let me sleep.
Now that's a wet willy. His head is Play-Doh now.
Captain.
Your crew for my crew.
You betrayed us.
Shall I destroy you, Mr. Spock? Or will you give me what I want?
You will also destroy your own people.
Your crew requires oxygen to survive. Mine does not. I will target your life support systems located behind the aft nacelle. And after every single person aboard your ship suffocates, I will walk over your cold corpses to recover my people.
Why doesn't Khan just take out their life support? He even has a spacesuit. And Spock beams over the torpedoes. He beamed over a bunch of bombs. What do you think happens?
I'm laughing at the superior intellect.
Apparently, Dr. McCoy swapped out all the frozen people for bombs. So now we have a bunch of frozen potential maniacs on our ship. But Khan's ship is crippled now. What?
Stop!
All this time they were right in orbit of Earth during this whole battle?
Has no one on Earth noticed this going on? Where is the Mars defense perimeter?
Knowing J.J. Abrams, they're already been killed by the Borg.
As acting captain, I order you to abandon this ship.
Seatbelts! Yay! And while the Enterprise crashes, the gravity starts shifting around and we get all sorts of exciting platformer action. Again, this scene is good. Not much to say about that. J.J. Abrams, really good at the action. You just need to get people to help you write stories better.
And apparently Chekhov's been hitting the gym. Damn!
The engines are busted and they need fixing.
That door is there to stop us from getting irradiated. We'd be dead before we made the climb.
So let's get some technical genius who... No, let's get Kirk. Well, apparently anyone can be an engineer on this ship anyway, so why not? Oh, I love how he actually kicks it to fix the engine.
Engineering to bridge, Mr. Spock.
Mr. Scott.
Sir,
Wait, but I know what to do. Follow me. Ah.
Ship. Out of danger.
Wait, that doesn't quite look right. Something's not... There we go.
I have been, and always shall be.
Oh, my friend.
Live long and prosper.
Exactly the same. And I do mean exactly the same. That bit out of the way, this was the most shameless pandering I've ever seen in a movie. These two characters have been at odds far more than they've been friends, and they have not earned this level of emotion even the slightest. Kirk and McCoy have earned more emotion between them than Kirk and Spock. They are just borrowing the goodwill that we have toward Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner and their careers. I would not have minded a callback to Wrath of Khan. I really wouldn't have, but this was not a callback, this was a cloning. Only some things ended far worse than the cloning. For example... Funniest bit in the movie by far. And the Vengeance crashes back on Earth, specifically in San Francisco. Again.
Whoa, he just jumped 30 meters.
Can we beam him up?
There's too much damage. I have no incoming signal.
Spock beams down to get Khan. Spock alone. No soldiers with him, no building a perimeter. Could you at least call ahead to all the security you have on Earth No. And it's time for Tom Cruise running.
I love how Khan had to get himself another long coat to look badass in. I mean, he couldn't run around without one.
It's what I do. Meanwhile, McCoy is about to do an autopsy on Kirk. But wait, the Tribble lives!
Quick, stab it before we're overrun with zombie Tribbles!
And Spock and Khan are duking it out. McCoy freezes Kirk, but then announces that he needs Khan alive because his blood has necromancy powers. So why do you need him alive if you just need his blood?
Can't you use the blood of the 72 other guys you got in torpedoes?
Or at least establish why Khan's is unique? Oh good, the Enterprise finally sends some reinforcements for Spock in this crucial battle. And who do they send?
And who do you choose to send to help the Vulcan fight the genetically engineered Superman? The 110-pound communications officer!
And she shoots Khan.
No! No! And no!
So, no then.
No!
And Spock finally manages to outwit Khan with a punch.
He has had enough of you!
Too much dignity for this movie. Wait, what's this? What's happening? Captain Kirk is going to be brought back to life through magic? I didn't see this coming until I started watching the movie.
What? We're not going to do the search for Kirk? Come on, you can put his Katra back in his head.
Well, you can put a Katra back in his head, let's be honest. And so they put all the augments back under freeze, including Khan, but they're still alive. And Kirk gets to make some sort of half-assed, pious, self-righteous 9/11 allegory speech.
When Christopher Pike first gave me his ship, he had me recite the captain's oath. Words I didn't appreciate at the time. Now I see them as a call for us to remember who we once were and who we must be again. And those words? Space, the final frontier.
So apparently, the episodes of Star Trek and the Next Generation were beginning with the Captain's Oath. And the Captain's Oath mentions the Enterprise and a 5-year mission.
So are the only captains the captains of the Enterprise?
Or does everyone get a specialized oath? After a year of rebuilding, the Enterprise is finally ready to go on the historic 5-year mission. We finally caught up with the beginning of Star Trek, only now we have Carol Marcus with us. And nothing else is different. Seriously, think about what we've accomplished in this story. Nothing has changed except Carol's with us. Oh, and some random people died. They didn't matter. And so that's Star Trek Into Darkness. What do I think? Well, actually, I would call this a pretty adequate movie. It's not great, but it's not terrible either.
Much like the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie, it's got chunks of awesome and chunks of stupid. The difference is that in this one, the stupid is less well blended in.
It stands out more. Still, it could be worse. This could have been Star Trek Nemesis, or Star Trek Insurrection, or Star Trek Generations, or Star Trek V. So as usual, decide for yourselves. But as for me, I'm calling this one an okay example of POS MOV. It's a good thing we have everything wrapped up and we have no more threats to... Wait a minute. Does anyone else have augment blood in them?